I'm being forcibly removed from the building again of a public lobby, so.
So if you want to take out that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day. You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
I didn't break the law. I'm not going to be found guilty of anything. This is a waste of time. If you guys want to know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. Okay. You want to know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now! She spit in my face!
Today's video takes us to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we find a frauditor attempting to gain access to the sheriff's department. But it's not open to the public unless you're there with a specific appointment. Now, Frauditor can't seem to understand that. But at any rate, sit back, watch, and enjoy!
Welcome back, J-Town Press. We're here today at the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Department here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to do a little First Amendment audit and make sure they respect our rights to record in public and publicly accessible areas.
Why is this lunacy so important to so many people? Or is it just a matter of clicks and views to make money? Because inquiring minds want to know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You're that fixated on your rights that you're going to go out here and risk taking a trip to the pokey? Doesn't make any sense to me.
A few moments later.
Ma'am, what can I do for you?
Public records request.
I'm sorry?
Public records request.
Public records request. What public records are you requesting?
Where would do I here at this location?
No.
Okay, where would I go do that?
It depends on what I need to know what you're requesting.
Personnel stuff, HR stuff.
For
I also want the sheriff's email, phone number, stuff like that. So the city budget or the budget for the
so
department.
You're talking about city, county, sheriff's office,
sheriff's department. Yeah, that's why I'm here at the sheriff's. Yeah.
Across the street at the detention center.
Okay, so is this open to the public? Can I come in or get some shots?
This is just the gun permit and fingerprint office, ma'am.
Okay, and I can't go in there? No.
Not without being here to be fingerprinted.
Well, I mean, but this is my reason. I mean, Supreme Court's already ruled on it, so this is my reason for being here. So.
Okay. Everything's at the detention center except for our fingerprint
But
office.
I can't even come in and get some shots?
Nope.
No. What's your name, sir?
Deputy Highland.
No. What's your badge number?
I don't have a badge number, ma'am.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Stone Highland.
Stone? Okay.
Well, that seems fairly clear to me. You can't come in the building unless you're being fingerprinted. Now, the frauditor's not being fingerprinted, but do you think that's going to stop her from going into the building? Well, we're just going to have to see now. Let's carry on.
If you'll step outside for me, please, so I can go ahead and get these folks in.
Oh, sure.
If you go across the street to the Mecklenburg County Detention Center, that's where everything's been moved over there.
All right, thank you so much.
You can get everything you need over there.
All right, thank you.
Ma'am, this is a secured area. You're going to have to step outside.
Is this open to the public?
This is a secured area. You're going to have to step outside.
I thought this was open to the public.
It is a secured area. You have to step outside.
Is it a policy or that I have to leave?
It is a policy. This is
So it's not a law,
area.
but this is open to the public.
It is a secured area. You're going to have to step outside.
Is this open to the public?
Only if you have a service you're having
So
done
it is
here.
open to the public.
Are you being fingerprinted here today?
This is, like I told you, this is a
Are you
constitutionally
being
protected
fingerprinted
activity.
here today? You're here to purchase a permit for a concealed carry or
Maybe.
purchase permit.
I mean, I can't even,
Okay.
you're telling me I can't go in there.
Well,
So
then if-
this is a public lobby.
Well, it appears that the frauditor understands English, but I think her problem is comprehension of the language. Yeah, she speaks perfect English, it seems like, but she doesn't understand that the sheriff is telling her she can't come in without official business. Well, you know what that means to a frauditor. It's time to escalate matters. We're going to have to ask for a supervisor shortly. That's going to solve the problem. Or will it?
Okay. You have 3 reasons you can be here.
Okay.
Actually 4.
Well, actually, the Supreme Court's ruled that there's
Are you
that this
a
one's.
sex offender?
Well, I'm not going to answer any questions. Sorry.
Okay. Well, they're allowed in here because they have to report under court order.
So this is a public lobby, and this is open to the public.
This is the sheriff's office.
And there's
It's
a
only open to people.
I just want to get Chris so I understand. So it's a public lobby, and it's a policy not that I can't be in here.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm just trying to get it clear so I understand what you're you know.
I just
Okay.
told you.
Okay. So if I don't leave
You
with.
have any reason to be here when you're being fingerprinted?
Okay.
Have you completed our fingerprint application online? Have you paid our $10 fingerprint fee?
I just have one quick question. So if I don't leave, what's going to happen?
Okay.
So if I don't leave, what's going to happen? Just tell me what I'm. What, you know.
I'll call the supervisor.
Okay. And what's going to happen there?
That's up to the supervisor.
Can I speak to him?
Okay.
I like when a frauditor says, "What's going to happen if I don't leave?" And the officer replies, "You'll be arrested." Oh, so if I don't leave, I'll be arrested. And then they stand there and go back and forth with the officer, and the next thing you know, they're taking a ride in the back of the cop car. Oh, I think that's lovely. That's brilliant, isn't it?
Ma'am, this is a secured area. Unless you want to be screened, you cannot remain in the building.
I just want to go in there and take some shots.
Okay? I'm telling you, it's a secured area. If you are not security screened, you cannot maintain.
I was trying to go through security, go into here and get some
Go
shots.
in there unless you have a fingerprint appointment. Well, not an appointment, but unless you're being fingerprinted for fingerprints.
So it's a
concealed carry.
But it's a policy.
Ma'am.
I'm just telling you. Listen to what you're saying. You're law enforcement. You're not policy enforcement. You can follow policy, but I don't follow policy. You do. Okay?
I just have my instructions.
Okay. You're law enforcement. You enforce laws. Is that correct?
I do.
Okay.
I also follow
What's
orders.
the law say? The law says this is a publicly open.
I'm following my orders.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's what the Nazis said too.
You all right?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
How you doing?
Good, you? I would be better if they would let me exercise my First Amendment, but.
That frauditor just said a mouthful, didn't she? Talking about policies and laws. And then if that doesn't work, you know what they always say? They bring up the Nazis. I don't know what the Nazis have anything to do with it. I just don't get what they have to do with this. I don't get it at all. The only thing she left out was the feelings police. Of course, she did say law enforcement versus policy enforcement. I wonder if she'll mention the feelings police later on in the video. Well, it's early yet. Let's see what she says.
Many minutes later.
These gentlemen are refusing me access.
Why is that?
I've told them that I want to go in there and just practice my First Amendment rights, get a few shots inside the building, and they're refusing me to go through the security checkpoint to go get a few shots. I mean, this is my business here. Mm-hmm. You understand that? Mm-hmm. This is my business. Recording is my business. I'm an independent journalist, so and they told me that they won't let me through. So.
But you have to get authorization by our supervisors to come over here.
Is that a policy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's open to the public, though, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I don't understand why you won't let me into a public lobby.
Say it again?
I don't understand why you won't let me into a public lobby. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, everybody's got their own rules.
Okay, but rules are policy. Right, they're not laws.
I understand.
And can I ask you your name before I forget?
Sergeant Lackey.
Lackey? How do you spell that?
L-A-C.
Do you have a badge number or anything?
4457.
44, okay.
I mean, it's not really a badge number. It's
right.
not a number.
Okay, and your body cam's going?
It's on, but it's not recording. Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, what are you trying to get? Is there a purpose behind it?
Of course there is.
I do apologize, Sergeant, but you're dealing with an uneducated, unemployed frauditor who appears to be a bit unhinged because she can't come into a public building and get her own way. She's probably going to have a temper tantrum any moment. I'm just apologizing. I'm so sorry, Sergeant.
I'm gathering content for a story on the sheriff's department. So
I mean, you have to get contact with the sheriff or even the press, and you get in contact with the sheriff's people below his.
The undersheriff.
No, I'm sorry. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. Like I said, the lady just left, and now they have a new person in charge. But
so I have to get permission to basically exercise my First Amendment.
I mean, I understand.
In a publicly accessible building.
Correct.
Okay.
It's more for security purposes, though.
Security purposes. Okay. Is there a law? So there's no law behind it, though.
This frauditor's not going to take no for an answer. She wants to go in this building. I don't know, frauditor. I don't think it's worth going into this building, but you keep on trying, sweetheart.
It's more of it is a policy.
Okay.
For them not to be for people
Well,
not to record.
you do understand that policy doesn't mean a hill beans to me.
Correct, because you're talking about the First Amendment, right? I understand.
It doesn't mean a hill beans to me. Because I mean, policies for you guys because it's basically the terms of your employment. If you don't follow policies, you could get fired.
Correct.
So I follow laws because that's what the Constitution says. The Constitution, state legislature makes laws, et cetera, et cetera. That way, you don't have some higher being or some higher person in the sheriff's department or maybe the sheriff himself trying to set policies to dictate what citizens can do.
Moments later.
So y'all are going to refuse me access then?
I mean, like I said, you're not supposed to be recording here, so we can't refuse you access because of our policies.
You can refuse it because of policies. So you're refusing me access because of your policies.
Correct.
Okay. So what happens if I don't leave this lobby area where we're currently in?
I mean, we're just asking you. Like, I understand what you're trying to do, and I understand you.
What am I trying to do?
Well, I'm
trying to record, and I'm trying to go through the security checkpoint. So.
Correct.
Frauditor, we know exactly what you're doing. You're gathering clicks and views for your YouTube channel. Yeah, and anytime you have a negative reaction like you're getting here, that's gonna boost your clicks and views and you'll make mucho dollar. Yeah, hey, you're not fooling anybody, Frauditor. You could care less about the First Amendment and freedom of the press. We know how you operate, Frauditor.
But like it's similar to a courtroom. They don't allow, just like the judge. I mean, I know that's more of a judge's order, and of course you have to follow those orders. And like these are
that's way different than the policy.
You're right. Right. But I mean, and it's our rules not to have people recording here due to like I said, security reasons.
Okay, because he had mentioned something about COVID protocol, so.
I do not know about that. So okay. I wasn't here for that, so I don't know.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna stand here for a few minutes and record, and I'll be on my way.
Okay. I mean. Okay.
I mean, y'all are obviously refusing me access to a publicly accessible area, so which blows my mind. So.
Well, now there you have it, folks. This back and forth continues for several more minutes until she finally leaves the building. And then there's a poor lady who's there to get fingerprints and gets caught up in her nonsense. But I didn't put that in there because this video is too long to begin with. We're not going to watch all that nonsense. But she's all about her First Amendment freedoms and usually gets her own way because she cries and stomps her feet and has a temper tantrum until she does. But at any rate, if you enjoy watching idiots, imbeciles, and morons on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by. Cheers to that.